Bravely we prove in our striving, trudging together each day. Where there's a will, there's a way.
The views and opinions expressed on Trudging Together are solely those of the host, co-host, and our guests. They do not necessarily reflect the views of any organization, fellowship, or other entity, and definitely not your boss, your neighbor, or that one guy in your home group. The content of this program is not intended to replace medical, psychological, or professional advice. If you're looking for that, please seek guidance from qualified professionals who spent way too many years in school. What you'll hear here is based on lived experience, recovery journeys, and the occasional bad coffee-fueled joke. Trudging Together is not affiliated with any 12-step fellowship. We are simply people sharing our stories and walking this path together, one day at a time. Thank you for joining us, and remember, recovery is serious business, but that doesn't mean we can't laugh along the way.
Morning. Oh, no, it's noon. It's no longer morning. Happy spooky, sober Friday, Halloween. Ooh, we're doing a Halloween theme today. We're going to do a Halloween theme, taking off the mask and facing the monster in the mirror. There's a man in the mirror. How's it go? If you want to live better life, better look in the mirror and make that change. That was wrong. That wasn't. It was close, but not quite there. Feeling a little bit better today. I'm not necessarily feeling sad anymore. Thanks, Amber. Thanks for the over compliment there. Does it? Do you like it? Do you like it? It's not done. I don't dress up on Halloween anymore. I might. I'll be honest. I didn't even think about it. I'll be honest. I'll just tell you. Here we go. You think I ain't got shit in my room? Huh? All right. I'm the chosen one. Sorry, I breathe too heavily for that mask, for this mask. Here, we'll give you a little bit here.
The force is strong in this one.
Yeah.
Don't underestimate the power of the force.
Don't underestimate the power of the force.
I've been waiting for you.
I'm sure you have, Darth. Thanks. All right, let's put it back. Let's put this mask back where it belongs. All right. I think I turned the heat up too much. Whoever said paint the ceiling was a genius. That was my idea. If you want to take credit for it, you go for it. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, but it was good. Follow it. Amber says, I knew you had a mask. Now, every time you take the mask off, you got to take it off. There you go. All right. So, it was cool. I went upstairs, turned up the heat, and my grandson's like, do you know what day it is? You know what day? It's Halloween. It's Halloween. And I'm going, which one was he going? Which Minecraft was it? Which was it? I forget. Fred? Tony? I have no idea. I'll remember. But it was just neat to see him so excited. I remember being excited for Halloween. The problem is I was a problem child. Last time I went trick-or-treating, I was 10. I was grounded. No, maybe it was 11. Let's call it 11. But I know for at least 2 years, I was grounded for Halloween. And then at 14, I was put in group homes. And you don't really do Halloween in group homes. I mean, you do, but it's not like they let us go trick-or-treating and stuff. We were a bunch of youth that just didn't do what we were told. So wouldn't be the smartest move, right? So yeah, but what am I trying to get to on that? You know, he brought it up, and that's what goes through my head. The the hard life that I had. But you know, there were a lot of times when I got to enjoy Halloween, and you know, I don't think that I really did stuff that was so bad that it qualified for me not doing Halloween. Or you know, these are the things in my life that separate me from my brothers and sisters. Um, Things were always based off grades and things like that. Um, so there was one year my dad said, because our friends, they weren't really our friends as much as they were the only real kids in the neighborhood, because we were the first people to move into our neighborhood, right? And so there was a older there was a kid named Bilal, and that was he was my brother's age. They got along really well, and his little brother Adnan, and we got along kind of well. We hung out every now and again. We weren't friends like Bilal and my older brother were. They were from their dad was from Pakistan, um, and this guy was probably the most racist person I've ever met in my life. He was bad, man, um, and they picked on a lot of people, including me. And they moved to Las Vegas, and I was happy because you know. And my dad my brother's like, I want to go to Vegas and see my friend Bilal, and they just figured Dion wanted to also. But no, they never even asked. They're like, if you get really good grades this year, if you get A's and B's, then you can go to Vegas for the summer. That for me, I'm like, oh, you want me to go hang out this summer at somebody's house who is a bully for the whole summer in their house so they have total control? Yeah, no thanks. I told him, dude, I'm like, he's a bully. I'm like, he is Eddie Haskell. Okay. He's really nice in front of you guys, but when you're not around, he's a horrible person. He was an Eddie Haskell, which is from Leave It to Beaver. So I didn't go. Oh gosh. So that means I had the whole summer to myself. Oh no. It was a great summer too. I had a lot of fun that summer. All right. You know what time it is? We're 8 minutes in. We better get to it, right? All right. So I pulled up some Halloween jokes. I'm at least trying to stay in the theme and be a little more, in the holiday spirit. I'm trying. Okay. But it's hard for me because those memories come up for me. So it doesn't matter the holiday. Any holiday is just kind of it's kind of tough for me. All right. Anyway. So by the end of the day, I should have my shelves and my uh, curtain rod. I'll be able to put the curtains up. It won't look so blank behind me. But yeah, I'm proud of myself. I really like the black around the window. I really like that. All right, good ideas, Dion, and everybody else. That means the other people living in my head. What is a ghost favorite Halloween treat? Ice cream sandwiches. Ice cream, you scream, we all scream for ice cream. Where do spiders do their Halloween shopping? On the web, on the World Wide Web. Yeah. I know that was controlled by spiders. Ding. Why do cemeteries have waiting lists? Because everyone's dying to get in. Oh, I should have put on some spooky music while I was doing this. Oh man, I'm only doing a couple more jokes, and that's a great suggestion. Make new memories with your kids and grandkids that they'll remember and inspire to create with their kids. I do that sort of, but they're not really around me during the holidays, so maybe I need to kind of change that since Grandpa has time. That's a good idea. Thank you, Amber. I love it when people give me suggestions because they just want me to be because they want me to be happy. Love it. I love it. Where does Dracula keep his money? In a blood bank. That one's not as funny as the cemetery one, though. What is a vampire's favorite way to travel on Halloween? On blood vessels. Oh, all right. Welcome to Daily Trudge. My name is Dion. I hate to say this, but my viewership has been dropping like a rock. If you're here, please say hello. Well, that's not true. We had like 7 people here yesterday, but I have to put up there, I am sad, and then people. I'm kidding. That's not what's happening. If you're here, please say hello while you're watching. It isn't the live where the viewership is dropping. It's Podbean, Facebook, YouTube. Oh, well. It'll just it'll be replaced by other people. You know, that's the hard part of what we do, right? A lot of people come and go. And it's hard. Sometimes it is hard to keep track of all the people that come in and out of the room. I'm not very good with names. I'm great with faces, but not with names. In fact, I'm so horrible with names that I don't really commit your name to memory until you've been around for 30, 60, 90 days. I got to know if you're going to make it first. I just don't have enough room. But if I put your name to memorization, that's actually a good sign, right? Amber says, I'm happy you live in the same state as them. And that is by no given virtue. I can tell you that. I begged my wife to leave the state several times. But that would be her decision. There's no way. And she's like, well, we have the kids and the grandkids. I'm like, then let's take them with us. And I wanted to do that because it's very expensive to live here. And I have to cut through a lot of red tape. But God is keeping me here, and I've accepted that fact. He doesn't want me going anywhere. Because I will, if Shannon does not want to move, if my wife does not want to move, it is not going to happen. I have learned that in the last 15 years. And if we're moving, we're moving. That's just how it is, right? Amber says, not like your title was I'm sad. No, it wasn't. It wasn't I'm sad. So you're right on that. All right. Quit calling me out, would you? Oh, taking off the masks. You know, Halloween's the one day that we get rewarded for hiding behind masks. The rest of the year, it kills us. I had so many masks. I had so many different versions of Dion. Right? You did too. Some people even name their other versions. You know, some people even named the other versions of their people. There's, you know, but that's not what we're talking about, because see, there's good in everybody and there's bad in everybody. And there certainly is an evil side to Dion that he doesn't, you know. I am not going to access that. But that's not what we're really talking about here. We're talking about the different masks that we put on so that other people would like us or do things for us. It was a manipulation. You want to know why I'm so good? I'm really good at voices. Okay. When I was a kid, if I hung around for somebody too long, I would laugh like they did. I was a mimic. I would mimic everything. I still do it. Stemming. It's part of my stemming. I tend to repeat a lot of things. All right. It even happened in the meeting yesterday. I wasn't muted and I started singing. I can't help myself sometimes. Right. So I've always copied people. I do a lot of voices. I'm a great backup singer. I'm really good at that stuff. My voice has always been something I've been able to work with. I can even go really high if I want to. Yeah. So I got this wide range, right? So, right. So my, I'm sorry. I was going to say so. I forgot what it was because because Amber posted, which means I'm easily distracted today. I wish my dad had Shannon's balls to say we were staying. Yeah, yeah. I love her too, huh? I'm extremely fortunate. The day I met her though, Shannon's the only person that I met on a intimate level that I knew she was supposed to be in my life. I just knew it. I knew it when I was 18 when I first met her. Um, and one of my rules is I didn't chase girls. I stalked Shannon for 3 months. We make fun of that. I didn't really stalk her, aside from the fact that I followed her home one day. She lived on Dewey Street, 58th and Dewey. There you go. Second house down on the left. I still remember where it is. I did a lot of babysitting at that house eventually, and we were together for a little bit. But yes, I'm very fortunate. Shannon's very good and thank you for spelling her name right. Thank you, Virgo. But yeah, I used to wear a lot of different masks. And that's actually a pretty good leeway. Shannon's the only person that I didn't wear a mask around. She's the only person because I didn't feel like I needed to with her ever. Okay, now why did I wear these masks? Because I wanted to fit in. I wanted to fit in. Why was I copying other people? Because I was copying cool kids and what they were doing. Right? I even pierced my ear. Yeah. So I did go to high school for a few months, here and there. All right. So when I got my ear pierced as a sophomore, okay, it was just 3 grades then. Right. And all the jocks made fun of me. Everybody made fun of me. They called me gay. They called me all the, homosexual stuff. And even then I didn't care. And next year they all had an earring. Oh yeah, fuck you. I was drinking by this time, so Anyway, so you can make fun of me, but I'm a fad setter, man. I made it cool for white people to say peace out. People used to give me crap all the time. They're like, you're not black, you can't say that. I'm like, my name's Dion. Hear my voice. I can say whatever I want. I won't say the N word though. Nope. Not even somebody gives me permission. No. All right. Amber says Scott wasn't a bad boy enough for me back when I first hooked up. Yeah, he's not a bad boy. He isn't. But I had to party hard and not burn that bridge with him in the meantime. Yeah, it wasn't easy, huh? Yeah. And thank God for these other people in our lives that love us even though we're fucking up. I didn't say fuck ups, that we're fucking up. Okay, that we're not doing the right thing. I'm really happy with this, by the way. Okay. But there's a secret. I'm not okay. Only half the room is painted. Before Amber tells on me. She's the only one that can watch. See. Whoop! I did not paint a whole room in one day. I am going to paint the rest of the room eventually. There you go. Now everybody knows. And I don't feel like I'm hiding anything. I'm not hiding behind a mask. Okay? Because what are masks? They're lies. They're lies. They're just not true. And the problem is that I would like put on that mask. If I kept it on for too long, I became that person. Okay? There are a lot of people, a lot of alcoholics who are actors. Amber says I wasn't going to fucking say anything. I didn't think you were. I'm just having fun. My mouth spilleth over today. So, yeah. If I'm fucking around, don't take me seriously. But yeah, I didn't think you were going to say anything. You were going to use it as blackmail. And now I've taken it away. I'm kidding. She wouldn't do that either. Thanks, guys, for letting me laugh and have fun. I appreciate it, right? So, but see, the thing is I always had to perform. I had to be a performer to get where I wanted, to get attention, to stick out amongst the other men so that I could date pretty girls. Um, I would be this so that I could get that. And it was always so I could get something, right? So addiction pretty much taught me to perform, but recovery taught me how to be real. It took a lot of digging. Oh, you would have told only if it took months to finish? It might. No, I won't be able to stand that for very long. But it's cool. It's a nice change, right? Hey, Michelle, how are you? Good to see you. All right. Why'd I do this? Fear. Ooh, it's Halloween. We're talking about fear. Whoa. I did it because of fear. It was the fear that I wasn't going to be accepted. See, my whole life, I haven't been accepted for who I am, whether it was at school or church or at home. Even in group homes, I was different, you know. Um, so I didn't want to be so different that, so that's why alcoholism was hard. That's why I knew I was an alcoholic, but I was not willing to accept it because I'm like, that's just another thing, it's the bodily that we had to accept that we were bodily and mentally different from our fellows. That was the hard part for me. I'm like, then where the fuck do I belong? Right? And it took me a little while to find the right place where I belong. What I actually had to do was start my own meeting. I did. I had to start my own meeting, and now it's full of a bunch of people that are like me, right? Because I tend to attract what I am. I like the odd ducks. I like people that are a little bit more weird because I am also. And then I feel like I'm a part of, you know. And I love the meeting, but it's the parking lot meeting that I look forward to when we get to end the beginning of the meeting. That's why I open it 10 to 15 minutes early. So we can joke around and say hi and how you doing and give each other a hard time, right? I get to say it because the meeting ended and stuff, but yesterday I can't say a name, but the guy chairing our meeting, the vest he had on it, it made him look like he was the newest member of Cobra Kai, man. It's 12:22 for anybody that keeps track of that stuff. I do. I heist. All right. All right. But these shield, I mean, even here, sometimes, I now wait a minute, because I thought of something here. What about, but Dion, there's a slogan in AA, and it's called "Fake it till you make it." And I hear people just rip on that one, and think, 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 right? Because you don't understand it. You aren't actually faking it. The point is if you're doing it, that is it. It can't be any more of a fact, right? Willingness. Well, I don't have the willingness, then pray for willingness. Will you pray for willingness? Yeah, I can try that. Willingness. There we are. You already got it. That's the point. The whole point of fake it till you make it is that you are that. But it's going to feel weird in the beginning because you don't know who you are. You have no clue who you are. You might understand some of your talents. You may understand some of the things that you're good and maybe some of your limitations, but you don't really know what makes you tick. And when it comes to alcoholism, it is important that we understand that because not being ourselves will kill us. Yeah. And what is it that you're going to need? Honesty, rigorous honesty, which is an internal honesty. I think I might shop other IOs today Guys, restream. I don't know if you've noticed, but it's been a little laggy, but that's all right. Nothing that nobody's ever complained about it. I'm the only one that bitches about it. So, all right. Michelle says, I didn't know who I was. That's why I felt different. Yeah. That's why when those promises come true, where there's a new happiness, a new peace. Why is it? Because you're being your actual self. We didn't get to be our actual selves. We would have been pariahs. We had to fake it. We had to act. And we become pretty good at it. That's also why a lot of alcoholics are salespeople. And even then we continue being salespeople. We're just better at it. It's like the drunk horse thief. You get him sober, he's still a horse thief. But in this case, it isn't that you're thieving, it's just that you become better at sales because your brain isn't all foggy and all fucked up. Yeah, that's most of it, right? So every mask I wore was just a shield. But what was I protecting? My ego, my pride, my excuses. That's what it was for. That's what it was for. I used to love people. I used to love it when people, and I don't do this anymore. I quit doing it because it was just a form of control. People come up, ask me a question, and knowing the answer is yes. The only answer really was yes. Right? Hey, can you give me a ride home after work? And I always give them a ride home. Right? No. And I would just say it just like no. Okay. Now, if you know me, you know I was fucking with you. But I was trying to make it. I was trying to get you. And this was just more manipulation. So it was. I thought I was being funny. This person really needed a ride home. Okay. And they're going through a hard day. And now Dion's like making it harder. Right. We love it when people call us precocious. All right. Amber, part of jumping off place for me was hating music for years. That's how depressed I was. And there was a dryness and drunkenness. That would suck. Amber, that would suck. Oh, no music? You're better off taking my PlayStation than taking my music. Uh-uh. No. No, no, no. So that sucks. I'm sorry. Did you figure out why you started hating music? Was it a rebellious kind of thing, or was it reminders? So I'm kind of curious on that because that sounds like something an alcoholic would do just out of spite. I know I would, right? The band U2, okay. I grew up hating them, I, it's not like I search for their music, but they're good artists. They're good. I don't particularly like their music. It's all right. Okay. But I don't hate U2. You want to know why I hated U2? Because my brother loved U2. It was the only reason. It was the only reason. Okay? And I did not want to be like him. At that point, it was my rebellious stage. I had no reason. Right? Wasn't a big fan of Rush. Okay? But Rush, I keep on because it's nostalgic. George Michael, we used to make fun of George Michael. I play George Michael all the time. The guy's a great artist. These are the rebellions, and I missed out on a lot of things because of my rebellion. Amber says, yeah, it was bad for like 3-4 years. I was dry and depressed, then started drinking, still didn't get joy from it, like music annoyed me. All music, and music is life to me. I know. That's why I'm so curious on that. Huh. So, what happened when I took the mask off? Well, you ever watch Scooby Doo? Right? They go through the whole thing. They're like, okay, we're going to take the mask off the monster now. Oh, it's blah blah blah. Oh, it's whoever introduced them to the case. It's usually whoever gave them the case was the monster, right? But in this case, we take off the mask and we find the real enemy, and it was me. I was the one behind the mask. I was the Scooby-Doo enemy at this point, right? Because I am. I was the real enemy. What was I trying to avoid? Me. I was trying to avoid working with my feelings, confronting things, um, understanding my attitude. I was just plain ignoring it. Amber says, now I enjoy it like I'm a kid again. Therapy helped me realize it was depression, though. That's fair. Yeah, depression will do that. Because when you're depressed, you don't feel like you deserve anything good. So that would make sense to me. Absolutely. I'm sorry you went through that. Don't you do it again, though. So it's not about fighting the monster, right? Because there's actually nothing wrong with the monster. You don't want to know what my monster was? It was my hurting inner child. Yeah. It was my inner child tired of the abuse. I didn't want it anymore. Right? A lot of us had to grow up way too quick. Right? Amber says I do what I want. That's right. I do what I want. I'm a grown man. Tell me what to do. Right? But it was me behind the mask. You know, when I first came back into the program and got sober, um, I couldn't look at myself in the mirror. Right? It was tough. Now I don't mind. In fact, I have to stare at myself a lot. Right here, uh, to me, I'm the only person in the audience. I'm the only person that I see. I'm on Zoom. I see me there. I'm on it. So I am confronted by me a lot. See, when I'm sitting here, I am literally talking to myself. That's why it helps me solve my problems. I am sitting here talking to myself. I also do, I also do other things here. Like I'm trying to remember what they are. Affirmations. I do affirmations on here all the time because I'm talking to me. I see me. I can look in my eyes and tell whether I'm telling the truth or not. Right? Now, the mirror is also a metaphor about confronting our demons, confronting our problems. Right? Now, I say demons, but what these really are boogeymen. And boogeymen don't exist. I made those up. But because I lived behind a mask for so long, I thought it was true. Yeah. Amber says, I don't have monsters at all these days. Yay. Till my daddy tells me, oh man, I said yay. All right. Till my daddy tells me he's not coming for Christmas. Then I got to use all the tools to keep the monsters away. Oh, my dad doesn't love me. Fine, I'll be GSR. Yeah, I know you're kidding, but it still hurts. And it's okay to be hurt by that. I would be hurt. I would be. I love you. I'll come over for Christmas. I probably don't have anything going on. My kids are not used to doing crap. Actually, I said this year I think they had to do Christmas with me. That they could do Thanksgiving with everybody else. I'd have to ask the wife. But maybe we'll just have one big Christmas party or something. Because I don't want my friends hurting on Christmas. I'd rather I hurt than you did, honestly. So it wasn't about fighting the monster. Because remember, we stopped fighting everything and everyone, including ourselves. No. You know what the monster needed? A big fucking hug. It wasn't a monster. No. Now, I turned that into a monster. I made that decision. But it was not a monster. It was my inner child trying to get out. And I had turned it into a monster. I'm sad and hurt, but more for my son. Told my dad to keep his mouth shut till he's got the tickets booked next time. Yeah, getting the children excited to have them let down. So I have all of Scott's family. Christmas will be a maze ball still. Yes, it will. It will. I would agree. And I'm glad that you're making that decision, even though it's, almost 2 months away still. So when you shine light on those parts of yourself, they stop being monsters and they start becoming healed. So that demon, or whatever we want to call that monster that I faced, right, is now a helper. It is a helper of people. That is the part that advocates. It's the part that puts my foot down when I said, no, this is not fair. It is the person that helps and protects and heals other people now. That was actually the true purpose of that monster. See, they weren't a monster at all. It was an angel. But I'm the one that makes that decision. Just like I'm the one that decides whether or not I get to stand in the sunlight of the spirit. I'm the only one that can take that away. And in this case, I get to decide whether this quote unquote monster is going to heal and help or destroy. And that will all depend upon my intentions. Yes. So we don't recover by destroying ourselves. We recover by accepting everything that we are. Good, bad, or indifferent. I had to know the bad parts of me. I had to know exactly how dangerous Dion was, and then I pull it back. And I pull it back because I love you, because I love me. That's why. That number keeps bopping around. Okay. All right. So we don't need to recover by destroying ourselves. We recover by accepting all of ourselves, remember? So this Halloween, let's remember recovery isn't about becoming someone new. It's about unmasking who you really already are. So let's take off the mask and face the monster. You can do it. All right. Thank you, everybody, for being here. I appreciate it. I love you. You know I do. Peace out. And keep on